Now, from across the Tri-States, this is KHQA Sports.
She won 17 games as a sophomore and held eventual state champion Centralia to just a single run in the Missouri Class II state quarterfinals. A dazzling debut that speaks to Sarah Harness's pitching talent. It's the circumstances under which the Bowling Green pitcher crafted that resume that say even more about her personal resolve.
Good.
On Friday, Sarah Harness pitched Bowling Green to a season-opening shutout of Zumwalt South at the Troy tournament. Her father, Cecil, was there to see it firsthand. A luxury this proud softball dad will never again take for granted.
It's really awesome, and not just to watch Sarah. This is a talented group of young ladies, and it's very exciting to be out here watching all of them.
A year-long forced softball sabbatical spent away from the bleachers has only served to heighten Cecil's enjoyment. You see, last summer, after helping the Bowling Green coaching staff ready their diamond for the season, Cecil returned to his truck to put away his tools when something went life-alteringly wrong. Cecil was struck by falling gear in a manner that has left him wheelchair-bound, a condition that left him at the time homebound for all of last fall. His participation limited to internet radio broadcasts and the occasional TV clip of his beloved Lady Bobcats.
Yeah, it was definitely for sure hard for me last year. Especially at the beginning of the season, I was just like recalling at the Jamboree. Like I remember how emotional it was just because he couldn't be there. And you know, it's really cool and it's going to be really neat for me this year because last year was the first year that he hasn't been there, you know? And so I struggled a little bit, but Shree was kind of helping me through that, and this year it'll be great.
Oh, absolutely, and I think changes Sarah's dynamic, given what she went through with her surgery and whatnot. I think it's another support mechanism.
So as you've probably gathered by now, there is more medically to this story. Even before her dad's accident, Sarah Harness was wrestling with her own dilemma, whether to undergo corrective back surgery for severe scoliosis at risk of jeopardizing her softball future.
Basically, she has two 18-inch rods on both sides of her spine, and I believe 18 screws. Yeah, it's a lot of pain associated with it.
They say once you get to 50 degrees that they highly recommend it. And I would have had it if I ever wanted to get pregnant and have kids. So I was like, well, it's more for me than it is for softball. So I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do it.
It's a very barbaric surgery, for lack of a better word, Chris. I'm amazed. I mean, I know how mentally tough she is and what a strong kid she is, but she has totally amazed me as her own father.
To that point, the curvature of Sarah's pre-surgery spine was such that at some point, and no one knows when, it actually collapsed one of her lungs. And she just pitched right through that with the same grit she's displayed in attacking her recovery.
I started pitching probably around the time, just doing like small drills and doing small stuff. And then I started into walkthroughs, and when I did my first walkthrough, I was like, holy cow, like this is gonna be so long, like this is gonna hurt so bad. Because I didn't feel the most comfortable at first.
We were joking back and forth after my surgery, which was in August of last year, that we were going to compare scars. Well, she beat me by a long ways, Chris. She's about double my scars and double the rods in the back. So, yeah, she wins.
She came back taller.
3 inches worth of post-surgery growth, no less, and on Friday, Sarah's final pitch touched 67 mile an hour on the radar gun, which is the equivalent from 60 feet away of a low 90 mile an hour fastball in baseball.
Definitely is throwing harder, sitting at good velocity right now, and we're just going to work her stamina up. Just start her out, do what she can, and eventually, hopefully, she'll pick up right where she left off and be the workhorse in the circle.
They were pretty amazed because I did CrossFit and kept myself strong and the muscles around it. So they were like, wow, you're really flexible. I was like, yeah, worked really hard to get there.
For a sophomore kid to go through that, coming into her junior year, I think it exposes what kind of character she has. She has a very strong character. She's very mentally tough. And to go through that, I think it's just going to make her stronger.